All right, hey guys, we're going to be combining functions. We're going to be adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing functions. We have an f function and a g function. All right, so adding, we're just going to click like terms. Subtracting, we're going to put a minus in front of the second term that we're subtracting. Multiplying is going to probably be FOILing, and dividing is just creating a fraction. Okay, so we're going to be doing that, plus we're going to be evaluating as well the combinations of these functions at different numbers. All right, I want you to be ready for what you might see in the textbook on your homework, and then also tests, and then also semester tests. All right, you're going to be given this information, F and G. And then what if you see this? That's presented to you in the problem. What is that directing us to do? Well, just add these two together. Well, it's simple, but let me show you something else you might see. This is equivalent to, it's equal to this notation. I want you to be prepared to see the notation, the setup different ways. So I want you to think when you see this, hey, they're asking me just to add f and g, and both those equations are in terms of x. Right? Notice that I'm not working down. Sometimes I do. I'm working across. It kind of seems to flow better that way. So, all right, so what are we going to do? We're going to add these two together. Is it necessary for me to use parentheses? No, it's not at all. All right, the highest degree would be the x squared. I'm going to try and put it in descending order for the variable x. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to see there's a 2x, and that leaves the constants to put together, and that's just going to be minus 4. Easy enough. All right, what if they had asked you to find f plus g, the addition, that combination, but with 2? All right, well, so if that had been the problem they were asking me to do, then I might still go ahead and add the f and g function together, and then in the answer plug in 2. So that's what I'll do right now. So this expression is f plus g of x. Let's now plug 2 in for every x we see. Okay, I think I'm going to work down here now. Well, this 2 squared is 4. I might as well go ahead and say, well, you know what? With the minus 4, that's gone. That just leaves 2 times 2. That's just 4. I just think for just a minute. I mean, we're finished. Could we have instead, had I seen this problem right here, could I have instead plugged the 2 into the f function and 2 into the g function and then added those two answers? Well, let's come over here and see if that's going to if that'll be verified. So let's say I find f of 2. So here's f of x, plug in 2. So everywhere you see x, replace it with 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. Okay, let's find g of 2. Plug 2 in. 2 squared is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. Okay, now I found these values individually. So what's the combination of f and g both evaluated at 2? So all I have to do is add 1 and 3 and I get 4. Yep, that checks with this method here. So either add f and g together with the x's and then plug in 2, or plug the 2 into each f and g and then perform the computation of adding the numbers together. All right, that's addition. We're going to look at subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, so let's look at subtraction here. What if I'm going to use the same f and g examples, but now I'm going to do f minus g of 2. Again, you have two methods. You can go ahead and directly plug 2 into what you got when you subtracted the two functions, or you could plug 2 into each and then subtract your answers. Maybe I'll do that first. Let's find f of 2 and g of 2. I'm going to work down on this one too. All right, f of 2 was from here, 1. G of 2 from the previous line was 3. So the result is negative 2. It seems like a lot of work, but it's nice, neat, and organized if you bring this work down with you, this notation down with you. And it's clear about what negative 2 is. It's equal to this combination. That's your answer. You're done. Again, the other way was, like I mentioned, first of all, find the difference in terms of x, subtract the two functions, and then plug in your 2. So we'll do that here, just to verify. This is f, this is g. I'm going to subtract now. So now the parentheses are important, but they're not important on this first group here. It's important on the second group because I want to make sure and subtract both these terms, change the signs of both these terms. And if you don't use parentheses, you might forget that, you know, this should change to a plus, and you might leave it as minus x squared minus 1, which would be incorrect. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and distribute the minus sign, the negative sign, minus x squared plus 1. You might want to clean it up and rearrange it. Okay, in descending order for the variable x, descending order of the exponent. Oh, okay, wait, that's going to have to go the other way. Okay, I got rid of that. Let's see here. Ooh, it's really dragging. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to evaluate this difference at 2. All right, this is going to be the power first and then multiply by negative 1. So the result is negative 4 here, plus 4 minus 2. These will cancel. I'm left with negative 2. And it's good practice to bring all this down. I know it's tedious, but hang in there. Look how much better it looks. Okay, so that's the difference. Okay, and again, there's two techniques here. You got method 1 and you have method 2. So you decide. You don't have to do both, just one. All right, we're up to multiplication. Okay, so let's say that this is slapped down on the paper. What does that mean? Well, we've grown used to knowing that F, G together like that means multiplication. So again, two methods. Plug 2 into F, get a number. Plug 2 into G, get a number, and multiply those two numbers together. Okay, so when you go back to the original F and you plug in 2, you're going to get 1. G of 2 was 3. The product is 3. I don't know why there's a delay. Okay, let's come over here. The other way is multiply the two expressions together first and then plug in 2 to the answer. So this is f of x times g of x. which is quantity, means parentheses, 2x minus 3 times quantity x squared minus 1. All right, so this is a good algebra review. Let's FOIL or box or whatever way you learned it. I learned it as foiling. It's just a method for keeping everything organized when you multiply. Okay. Don't know why it's so slow. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm going to multiply 2x times both the terms in the second binomial, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to multiply negative 3 by both the terms in the second binomial. All right, so 2x times x squared. Well, that's going to be 2x cubed. Second product is going to be minus 2x. That's the outside two terms of all the 4. And then the inside of the 4, if we look at it that way, is minus 3x squared. And then the two last terms in the two individual binomials is plus 3. All right, I'm going to clean it up. This is a lot more work than the first method. A lot more chances to make mistakes, I think. Now let's find, ooh, that should be a G. Just go with me, it's a G. Too much trouble to try and change it. There's a delay on this. So f of G of 2. Gosh, look at all these places to make a mistake. When all I did up here is just multiply 1 times 3. All right. 2 cubed is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 2 squared, 4 times 3 is 12. Minus 4 plus 3. Completing the computations, we do get 3. So either method, choose wisely. All right, let's divide now. All right, so I'm going to mix it up a little bit here. We're going to find f divided by g of 0. Okay. I don't know what's going on with this pen. Oh my goodness. I can't even get it to pause, guys. There we go. Okay, so again, my apologies. Don't really know what's happening. Let's see if I can get back in here. Ooh. Thanks for your patience. Wow, don't know what's going on here. Okay, so let's try the division. We're not going to be able to do both methods. Oh, darn. All right, so you can either stack them as a fraction and then plug 0 in for each of the x's. Yeah, or just take the numbers that we found earlier and plug them in. So this means f evaluated at 0 divided by g evaluated at 0. All right, well, f evaluated at 0, actually we didn't find these. Now we got to plug in the zeros. So go back to the very beginning, plug in 0 everywhere you see x in the f function. So 2 times 0 is 0, minus 3 is negative 3 is the numerator. And g of 0 would give negative 1. So simplifying, you're going to get positive 3. Okay, notice that I left f divided by g out of parentheses. That's fine. Either way, doesn't matter. Okay. All right, and we're going to try to get one more video or one more example in on this video before we have to go to the next one. Okay, let's say that you're given this expression. The combination f plus g, but evaluated at not a number, but another expression. So instead of the number 2 in here, or the number 0, it's another expression. So I don't want to get too wrapped up in it, but what it means is we're going to take the f and g function and replace into f and g the t minus 3. So it's going to look like this. F evaluated at t minus 3, just as if that was a 2. Like this was a 2, this is a 2. Plus g, and it's plus because I'm adding, t minus 3. All right, so let's find this. So let's go back to the original function, okay, which was 2x minus 3. So everywhere I saw x, I'm going to replace it with this expression, t minus 3. And just remember, if that had been a 2, I'm plugging in 2 here and getting 2 times 2 minus 3, which would have been 1. Plus, go back to g. Everywhere you see x, replace it with, we don't have a number now to dump in here. Now we have t minus 3. And the rest of the g function had a minus 1 at the end. So think about these being x's. All right, we have more work to do. We've got to do all the algebra. So I'm going to distribute the t, or the 2. And then we're going to come over here, and remember what this means. I'm going to come over here and use some scratch paper. T minus 3 times t minus 3. That answer is not t squared plus 9. Remember, you have got to box it, foil it, distribute it. Oh, supposed to do the inside. Oh my goodness. T squared minus 6t plus 9. And don't forget this minus 1. So if you were to box this, that's what that would result in. And so let's clean this up. T squared. I'll kind of lightly cross through that. We have 2t and minus 6t, so that looks like minus 4t. And let's look at the numbers. This would be negative 3. That would be plus 9 is 6. 6 minus 1 is 5. Oh my goodness, I just saw another mistake too. I am so sorry. Look back here. When I distributed the 2, I got 2t minus 6, but then I changed that minus 3 to a plus 3. Okay, I need to fix that right now. So this is going to be minus 3, so this would become minus 9. Oh my goodness, that should be a minus 3. Go back and fix that. You probably saw that. Okay, minus 9 plus 9, so this is going to become a minus 1 down here. You guys want to erase yours and then write the correct response. So the final answer, t squared minus 4t minus 1. All right, we'll finish up in the next video.